What is up, everybody on YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XLR8, coming at you live with Lucky Draws. The show where we take a look at whatever deck we feel like, have us good fun times. Let's show it off on good old Yo Pro. Today we're looking at good old-fashioned Timelords, the Lords of Time, which is a bit of a trolly sort of deck where we're trying to beat into our opponent with these big old monsters and deal some nasty burn damage, bounce stuff, the works. And so we're going to take this deck out in Yo Pro, like I said. We're going to have ourselves a good fun time, show off some cards, show off some combos. So enough talking, let's get right into that. Alright, our first opponent. We want to go second with this deck as often as possible. Time Lords are very much a go second archetype. Let's see here. Not a bad hand, not a bad hand. I can see definite things we can do with this hand. It's not quite no TK. If I draw Sandy on, I can make it a no TK. Depending on what our opponent does. We're up against Infnitrack, which is all about summoning big old exceeds and things. And also Cyber Dragon Infinity, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, so he's already got Trencher and a Brutal Dozer. So potential for Cyber Dragon is high. Or potentially this thing. River Storm, or what do you do then? Attach material, take machine, add the hand or send to graveyard. Okay. So we set him up with a nice little bit of River Stormer. And he's going to keep on going. Let's see. Summon back Harvester. Ooh, got the Derrick Crane too. I will admit I did have another idea for this deck. Right now we're playing pretty much pure Time Lords. But I also had an idea for like Time Lord trains. I'm probably gonna do that sometime soon. I just gotta work out some of the combos. We'll see indeed. I mean, he's gonna go for a good old Dora. Dora is pretty useful because it can make one of his cards immune and all that good stuff. But it won't do him much good against us. Now what is he doing? Attach this card. Okay, so he's just going to give Dora another material. That's totally fine. I don't have a problem with that. And we didn't get Sandy on. This is sad. It's very sad because I could have done something there. But regardless, we got Empty Machine. We want this alone. So what we're going to do, we have no monsters. So basically you can summon Time Lords without tributes or anything. And we also have a Celestial Transformation. Never go without this card. You can summon a fairy from the hand. Its attack is halved and it's destroyed in the end phase. However, our attack doesn't matter. And we can't be destroyed by card effects anyway. So it's a very nice little card. Nice card just to summon out more Time Lords, make our own rank 10s, the works. And let's see. And I would go for Libe, but that ain't gonna work in this situation. Because obviously you can just attach Derrick Crane. So what we are going to do is go for the battle phase shuffle. We're going to go attack with Metaion. Just attack with dang old Metaion. He will bounce everything our opponent has back to the hand. Or what's it? You know, hand, extra deck, whatever. He'll take 300 damage for each. He's going to make it so Dora is just fine and dandy. And he's going to make himself immune. Big deal. Big whoop. Doesn't matter. Anger Knuckle's going to go away. I am going to lose my Empty Machine, though. I probably shouldn't have set that so early, but whatever. Is all good. So let's go ahead and attack Anger Knuckle. Anger Knuckle shall go away. And so now, end the battle phase. Time Lord going to say goodbye to Anger Knuckle. And Michion will also go back to my hand. I should have gone Michion first. Alright, not a problem. Not a problem at all. I'm just going to end my turn for now. End my turn. My monster's not destroyed. And this is still on the board. He still has to deal with Metaion. So unless he can make Cyber Dragon Infinity or something, he's going to have a hard time getting rid of this. Because it can't be destroyed by battle. I don't take any damage. He can only target it, but he can't destroy it by battle or card effect. So unless he's got some targeted something that doesn't destroy, I should be good. Granted, Infnitrack have that big, the big link that targets, and what was it again? It's like take an Exceed and take one of your monsters and make it an Exceed material. Yeah, something like that. But my opponent surrenders somewhat prematurely. I mean, he could have gone a little harder. I'm almost saying, Granted, Mataion was going to go back. I have 2 other Time Lords, so probably the right decision by Mr. Infnitrack man. So there's our first win. That was a bit of a quick one, so might do spare duels, but for now, let's go into duel number 2 and see what other Time Lord shenanigans we can get up to. Alright, our secondary opponent, once again going second, which is exactly where we want to go. The Pot of the Desires in a 10-card deck. I always think that's such a reckless move, but maybe he has good reasons. Who knows? Who knows indeed. So, what do we got for an open hand? We got Sandy on. This good old boy. He's the only Time Lord other than Seraphon or whatever his name is that has attack. He has 4,000 attack. Again, he can't do any battle damage or none of that nonsense, but he does 2,000 burn damage after he battles. And I am going to say goodbye to that. Even if he gets the dump, I'm saying no. No Unizambo. I might have wasted that, but it's fine. Okay, so this is Mayakashi Mill. You can tell because no other zombie deck would ever use Bone Tower. This is the rule. This is a rule of thumb. If your opponent's playing Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, they are more than likely playing Mayakashi Mill. Basically what this little bugger does is that whenever my opponent special summons a Zombo, I have to mill 2 cards. It's a really annoying thing, but it's what he does. See, he's playing Hayakashis. Let's see. That doesn't do anything. I'm good. I'm good in the hood. So what we're going to do, I don't want to bounce him. We're going to summon Sandy Boy. And I'm going to use my Celestial Transformation. You might think it's a waste, but it actually is not. And I will explain in a moment. So what we're going to do, battle into Unizambo. Again, he takes no damage. We'll attack with Zaphion just to attack with Zaphion. Doesn't really matter. So he'll take 2,000 burn damage. Every spell trap on the board would go back to the deck if there were any. We're going to play Advance Draw. You tribute a level 8 or higher monster, draw 2 cards. And the nice thing about Zaphion, if she leaves the board, you draw another card. Don't know why she's the only member of this archetype that does this, but it is in fact the only one. So now what we're going to do, risky maneuver, do it again. Alright, that'll be fine. I don't have a problem with this. Let's go ahead and end our turn. For now, we'll end our turn. We have nothing, but our opponent has less life than us, and he doesn't have anything really set up at the moment, and I have 3 Mataions. I can bounce everything he's got to the hand out the wazoo. The only thing I'm worried about is Baladruk. That's the only thing he really... Well, if he starts milling my whole deck, that would be rather obnoxious. However, to do that, he needs quite a bit of setup. I've played Mayakashi Mill before. It's certainly a possibility to get more than 1 Bone Tower on the board, but it's not easy. It is not easy, even with Solitaire. Alright, so it's Solitaire going into another Unizombie, I presume. I would presume second unit... No, now comes Daki. Okay, Daki is here. Alright, I think, my dude, that the pot did not help. You must have banished a bunch of stuff you needed. This is why I rarely play the pot. Not gonna lie. So this here's the Mound of the Bound Creator. It gives us targeting protection. It's a nice little thing. So let's go ahead for Mataion. We're gonna do the battle phase. He can have Daki back. I don't really care if he keeps Daki. It's all good. He's gonna take some burn damage though. But Chumba indeed. And let me think here. I could go for Xyz's play. I am very tempted, but for now we're good. For now we're good. He can't target Mataion. He can't destroy Mataion. I mean, if you had Kaijus, that would be a problematic thing, but I don't see this guy running Kaijus for some reason. I mean, I'm sure it's possible. I'm just saying it's very unlikely. So he's probably going to go for, yep, Unizombie now. I'm surprised he even has any Unizombie left. That's the thing about the Pot of Desires. There's always that risk you banish everything you didn't want to banish. So now, which effect is he using? The mill? Okay, so he sent another Hajun. I don't know why he keeps sending Hajun, but I'm presuming... Okay, so he's going to revive it with Mizuki. Alright. Special summon Mayakashi from the deck. Okay. So now he's going to get his tuna monster. He's going to get Daki. Or this thing. Yuki Musume. Target a zombie from the deck. Okay. Summoning the Tengu. And then that comes back. Alright. But your levels are a bit off for Mayakashi Synchro, so I'm curious as to what he's trying to make here. Then ditch a zombie. You can only use this effect once. Yeah, and then he gets another Mazook. Just another Mazook. Very curious as to what he's going to go for here. Well, there's the Bone Tower. At the very least, we're going to get to see Bone Tower do a thing. So now I must mill 2 of the pain and the suffering. World Legacy Succession. I'm going to have to mill more cards. Well, I lost Michion. That's somewhat sad. Michion is objectively the best Time Lord. He just straight up halves your opponent's life points. Oh, he blew up my stuff. This is so sad. He blew up my spell trap, but it's fine. My opponent clearly doesn't realize that Matan works both ways. It works both ways, my lad. It's not going to work. You can punch Matan as often as you want. It's not going to work. And then after your battle phase, all your stuff goes back to your hand, and then you're going to be burnt, and then you're going to cry, because you clearly have not played against Time Lords before. Clearly you're a little unfamiliar with the Time Lords, my lad. I mean, granted, I'm going to lose this now. This is going to go back. But it's fine. It's totally, totally fine. So what I can do here is summon Mation. I'm going to use Time Maiden. Time Maiden, banish that from the grave, summon another Time Lord. Doesn't really matter who. I'm summoning Michi. Michi the Bitchy. So we're going to attack with Michion. We're not going to attack with Mation, though. Because if we attack with Mation, we'd bounce Michi, and we don't want to do that. So we'll have our opponent's life points. I'm going to set this. We'll end our turn. Sad thing about Time Maiden, if you use its effect, you can't special summon. I realize I could have just gone for, Libe, but I wanted to show off the Time Maiden bit, and I wanted to summon Michi, okay? I want to show off all the Time Lords if I so can. Alright, so Shiranute Boy, okay. He's still going. I'll give this guy some credit. He hasn't surrendered. I figured after he, beat into Mation, he would have just given up, but clearly my opponent is made of sterner stuff than that. Just a wee bit more stern stuff. I mean, presumably he has some method of getting some of this back. Or something. I mean, I've got Celestial Transformation if I ever need. Okay, now my opponent surrenders. Okay. He lasted longer than we figured he would, so good on him. So, second duel, we came out on top again. My opponent didn't get quite the setup he was looking for, but we still managed to out his stuff. So let's go for duel number 3 and see if we can get some train action in here. We're seeing the Time Lords. Let's get some trains rolling. Alrighty, our third opponent is making us go first, which is not ideal because I don't like to go first. Going first in this deck is not an ideal thing because we don't have much in the way of a go first sort of thing. But I've got Kamion, I've got my mound. So Kamion, barring Kaijus, is pretty safe. I've got Sandion, even though it's called Sandion, I usually just call him Sandion. I've got Infinite Machine, which I don't appreciate. This is a one-of. My opponent did nothing. Nothing like a little bitch. But it's fine. You know what? I can keep summoning Time Lords all day. I can summon them all day and attack you and do 0 damage. All I need is sand. If I could draw my Empty Machine, that's really what I want. That's the thing about Empty Machine. You run it at 3 for a good reason. Because Empty Machine starts up your thing where you can set... Basically, it's a continuous trap. You play that. You use it to discard your machine, your level 10s. You discard level 10s to draw cards. You then return cards from your graveyard. Whatever. Well, what was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about how Empty Machine works. Basically, it's a continuous trap. You send that to the grave. You get it, or no. I mean, I'm getting all my terms mixed up. This guy is playing Dot Magician, so I gotta slightly pay attention to this. Spiral Spear Strike. Okay. Yeah. So basically, Empty Machine, you discard your Time Lords to draw extra cards. You return them to the deck to set Infinite Machine. Infinite Machine goes back into your... Yeah. You get rid of your Empty Machine. I can't even get my words out of my bloody mouth. It's so embarrassing. Whatever. What does this do again? It does nothing. I've got Mitchie. Mitchie is more than a match for your Dot Magicians. But basically what I'm trying to get around is, our traps basically lead up to one big trap, and that one big trap has the effect where we don't lose our Time Lords. It's very powerful, and if we can get it off, it works rather well. The problem is getting our Empty Machine, which apparently is being a prima donna and does not want to do things. So we're just gonna go ahead and be like, go away, life points. Go away, life points. You are not welcome here. See, the thing right now is I don't really want to use Sandion to kill this, because if I do that, he gets Dot Magician and Dot Magician Gale. It's not something I really want him to do right now, because if he has, like, Dot Burning Magic, that's non-targeting banishing and such. I'd rather that not happen. No. Dark Magicians. Just put Dot Magician and Girl on the card. It's a new monster. What are you doing? Dot Magic Cycle. I have to say I've not seen a 60 card Dot Magician deck before. Oh lord, what did he put on top of his deck? I don't even know. He got himself the Dark Magic Veil. Summon a Dark Spellcaster from hand or grave. Luckily, he can't target Michion thanks to my Man to the Bank creator, so I'm not too worried about Dark Magic Circle. Okay, Slifer the Sky Dragon is here. Hello, Slifer, how's it going? How's your mum? How's your mother? How is she? Is she good? Good. He's playing Curry Born. This guy immediately has my respect. He's even playing Link Karibo too. Oh man. Anybody who plays the Curry Born has my respect. That I don't really appreciate though. He's getting rid of my dang mound, so now he can he can banish my Mitchie. And I don't appreciate that too much. And unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna stop it, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway, just in case. Aha, it did stop you. What do you think of that? That's why we run the Ghost Ogre, is for that stuff specific. See, he had to go into Unicorn to get rid of Mitchie. So I feel that this is a good thing. We made him use up more stuff than he wanted to use. Alright, so I'm going to take quite a bit of damage. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm not taking a lot of damage, folks. We are now even Steven once more. And I drew into my other trap that I didn't want to draw. See, you have to start with Empty Machine, or else it doesn't work. It's a sad thing. But I'm just going to get rid of this Unicorn, and things should be good. He doesn't have any Karibos in the grave, does he? He has Link Karibo. He could do that, but that's not really important to me. So he's probably going to save it, yeah. That's what I thought. So now, do 2,000 damage. So if we're lucky, he'll run into this with something. I doubt he'd beat that person, but it's possible. The Rod. Oh, boy. He's probably going to get another Dark Magic Cycle. That way he can, attempt to banish my Time Lords. Which is the thing I don't want him to do. Question is, can he draw into, like, Eternal Soul or something? With a 60-card deck? It's possible. He didn't add anything. Although now, of course, Dark Magician goes off. Magician's Soul go off. Oh boy. This could be problematic. And then he gets to bring back... okay. Well, gosh darn it. He actually managed to do it. That sucker actually managed to do it. Alright, well... I guess Dot Magicians have won back some of my respect. All the curb stomps in the recent episodes. Well, this guy was playing a more enjoyable version of Dot Magicians, not gonna lie. So I'm all for it. Good job, you. Good job, you, my dude. Let's go ahead for duel number 4 and see if we can get back on track and get these traps on the board. It's time for JoJo. No, golden wind. My singing voice is awful, I know, but it's fine. We're going 4th duel, and I drew into infinite light. Why is my 1-of right here? I don't want this. I want the other thing. I have very close to an OTK, though. If I can draw into Celestial Transformation, this is an OTK. Because you got Mitchie and you got Sandy. If you got these two combined, you can OTK your opponent. It's the Time Lord OTK. Basically, you have Mitchie and Sandy. Mitchie halves to 4,000, Sandy does 2,000. And then you cowboy for big boys, Mr. Super Dreadnought Railgun. It's all going to depend, though, on whether or not I draw into that card I want to draw. I also got Wave Motion Cannon. Just kind of another burn card, more for, like, if you're just shy of your OTKs or whatever. Alright, so my opponent played a whole bunch of stuff. I'm a little concerned as to what sort of deck this is. We'll find out. So this is some kind of draw stuff deck. This is a draw lots of stuff deck. I see. It's one of those decks. I mean, I've got Michion the Time Lord. Do you have something to out Michion? Do you have Storming Mirror Force? I mean, I wouldn't have that. Have the attack of all face-up monsters on the field to the end. What the heck on earth are you talking about, boy? I don't think you understand how Time Lords work. I don't have any attack points. Cross counter. Defensive attack. I don't have an attack. My lad. I don't have attack points. I don't think you understand. I mean, you clearly have some sort of weird troll strategy here. Let's see. The defensive and attacking defense monster is higher than the attack. The opponent's monster damage inflicted is double. Destroy the attacking monster at damage. I see. Fascinating. You meant to troll the heck out of me, and it did not work. It did not work. And you can't draw for 2 whole turns. Granted, you have 4 cards now, but at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do? My Michion, he cannot be targeted. He cannot be destroyed. I mean, and even this thing, Destined Defender, he's giving me extra draws every turn. So I'm up against a very creative troll, if anything else. I'm going to say that now, and then he's going to play Mystic Mind next turn. That's probably going to be his whole strategy was just getting Mystic Mind this whole time. I'm going to go off on limb and say it, and I will not go against my word. So the question is, what is your win condition? Is it just reverse battle damage? I mean, that's a cool strategy, I'm not going to lie. I actually like that. Reminds me of old school rock monsters. But he surrendered. I'm going to check what this guy was up to, because I'm really curious as to what he was doing. Alrighty, let us see what exactly our opponent was doing. Let's see here. Interesting. Let's see, what is in here deck? Let's see, monsters. Okay, so this is just reverse battle damage for the most part. Interesting. I think you should... let me think about this. Honestly, I think you need more high defense monsters, my dude. Other than that, you have a very interesting deck concept, Mr. Giorno Giovanna, if that is your true name. Also, you have a bunch of rank 4s for whatever reason that only loosely help with that. So, that was an interesting opponent, if nothing else. So, we'll call that our 4th opponent. Let's go for 5th duel and see if we can get everything we could ever want. Alrighty, our final opponent of the day. It's been an interesting day with Time Lords. Mostly been up against troll. There's this recent fad on EDO Pro. A lot of people playing troll decks and stuff. But I finally drew Empty Machine, and I am happy now. This is what I've been looking for this whole time. We're up against, Rockets. I mean, I've got my field spell, so I'm not too worried. Like, I can deal with his big old bore loads and such. Because I got Camion. He is a boss monster killer. That's kind of his job. Non-targeted shuffle into the deck and deal 500 burn damage. 500 burn damage. I also got my empty machine. All I need is a Time Lord in the grave, and then I can set infinite machine, and then I go for infinite light. And then Camion lives forever. So we'll see. We'll see what this Rocket Man will do. I mean, he seems to know what he's doing. He's got himself a Silver Boy. He's got Tracer. He's got this Satellite Dragon. He's going to be summoning some monsters from his hand. At least one, maybe two. You have a second one? Do you? No. Okay. Well, you tried. You tried. So now he gets to summon another Rocket. And the Rocket's red glare. He could summon Borderland. He could do that. He could also summon Wyverbuster. That is also an acceptable thing to do. And Barracuda, he certainly seems to know what he's up to. He's, at least one of us knows what we're doing. Okay, so he did go for Border Endo. Target an effect monster and a rocket in the grave. Alright, so he's targeting Silver Dragon. Look at your opponent extra deck, banish a card from it. Okay, my extra deck doesn't matter too much, so go right ahead. Besides, I run multiples of like everything important, so the only thing you can do to hurt me is to getting rid of like Pain Gain, or not Pain Gainer, but to Ravenous Tarantula, because he's the rank 10 one. That's really the only thing you can do to hurt me. Masquerena, she's okay on occasion, but it's really tough for us to bring her out anyway. So I don't give a shite. Alrighty, so my opponent ends on Borderland, Black Dragon, and whatever he's summoning with this thing. Probably another Tracer. I would go off on a limb and say it's another Tracer. No? Magna Rocket. Okay, interesting. So what we're going to do, start off with a Bound to the Bound Creator. And now we're going to summon Camion. Camion's here, baby. He cannot be targeted. I mean, yeah, you can target yourself. Oh, but this is non-targeted getting rid of. Can I stop that? We'll find out. Haha, I stopped you. This is what the Ghost Ogre's for, baby. Alright, let's get rid of this Borland Dragon. See, this is why Ghost Ogre I picked instead of Ash Blossom. Because it helps you stop annoying stuff. Go away. Back to the extra deck with you. We'll set a card. My opponent surrenders. My opponent surrenders because I murdered his boss monster. How incredibly sad. How incredibly sad. But that is how it goes sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Today's duels didn't feel too satisfying, but I got the duels. I showed off the deck fairly well, I think, so I'm just going to go for the end screen, and we'll talk more about Time Lords. Alrighty, everybody. The Time Lord deck, we got, what, 4 wins? We'll call it 4 wins out of 5. No, actually, I'm going to drop that to 3. I'm going to count 2 of those as 1 win, and we'll just call it 3 out of 4. That sounds a bit more accurate, because honestly, we didn't run into anybody super impressive or anything. And the one guy who knew, well, had the most impressive deck was that guy with the Karibos. But then again, nothing can beat the Karibos, can they? But regardless of that, we did all right. Showed off the deck fairly well. You know, did all the bouncing we wanted for the most part. I never got to do, like, my OTK, which was sad. And I never got to do trains because I'm a silly person. But, you know, for the most part, Time Lords are a nice fun deck if you want to just screw around with people. It's probably the most straightforward troll deck you'll ever play if you just play it kind of like this and you leave out things like Mystic Mine and the like. So, all in all, it's a nice fun deck and I highly recommend. And I'm definitely going to be trying out my train variant as soon as I get this one working. There's still a few little kinks I got to work out with this deck, but other than that, we'll see how that one works in the future. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I got to get ready to play some, what was it? I think I got Empowered Warriors of some form to look at, but I've got to get onto that first. So thank you guys for watching. Your boy Memphis signing out. Take care. Until next time.